Show of hands. Who here knows how to count? Prove it. I'll say a number. Tell me the number that comes after. Okay? 1.
2. 3. 4.
5.
Okay, one more time. I say a number. Tell me the number that comes next. 0.5.
0.500.
Come on now. One moment. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 0.51 comes after, and so does 0.501 and 0.5001 and endless others, because that's how decimals work. Those were the counting numbers, and these numbers we can't count. So what's going on here? 150 years ago, a Frankfurter named Georg Cantor puzzled over this too. Back then, people pretended infinity doesn't exist because, like 0 or -1, they found it paradoxical and absurd. That's because infinity isn't a number. It's not hiding at the end here because there is no end. No, infinity is a size. And in 1874, Georg Cantor begins studying infinite sizes. He starts by inventing a new way to count. What's counting? With apples in a basket or stars in the sky, we can line them up by the counting numbers and pair them 1 to 1. Order doesn't matter. The biggest one we use here, well, that's the size. Cantor makes a definition. The size of infinity he takes to be not this one or this one, but all of them. Because there's no biggest number, he doesn't count, he pairs. I can show I have the same number of fingers on this hand as this one by pairing each finger. And if there's a finger that doesn't have a pair, then I know this one's bigger. If I pair, I don't need to count. Cantor uses pairing as a secret weapon to explore infinity, something no one could do before. The odds and the evens, paired, so they're the same size. The counting numbers and the evens, paired, so they're the same size. The counting numbers and the integers, if we flip them around, we squeeze them in, we move them along, and we can also pair them. The counting numbers and the coordinate plane, integers in all directions, we can also pair them. All of these were infinite. But Cantor shows that they're the same size. No one ever did that before. Soon, Cantor gets to our decimal numbers. Yes, like 0.5 and 0.55 and 3.141592653589793238. And finally he understands what makes it so different. He realizes a single decimal number like this one contains all of the counting numbers inside it. And this one too, just in a different order. And this one too. And all the decimals together are all the infinite combinations of the infinite counting numbers. And this, you can't pair. You can try, but there will always be decimals left over. In fact, nearly all of them. So for the decimal numbers, something we use every day, Cantor makes another definition. It's bigger than infinity, so this size is infinity 2. Take a moment to think about that. Infinity is bigger than any number. Cantor told the world it's a size, that it's so big we can only pair it with things that are also infinite. But sitting at a desk, scribbling on pieces of paper, Cantor proves the size of the decimals is categorically bigger, categorically more infinite. And yes, the world called him crazy for it. And yes, he actually was crazy. He spent a lot of time in and out of mental hospitals, but he doesn't stop his research at infinity too. This all combinations of all things, he uses it to prove there's something even bigger. It's like the decimals of decimals. Infinity 3. And all combinations of all things in infinity 3 is infinity 4. And it goes on and on. Show of hands. Who here knows how to count?